Hi, and welcome to the directcaster.com podcast. Today on the podcast, we're going to be discussing how to build a Roku live streaming channel. So, this is a question I get asked a lot when people are inquiring about building a Roku channel, and it also applies to Fire TV and mobile apps, iOS and Android. It applies to Apple TV, Smart TV. People ask, well, I know how I can live stream on YouTube and I know how I can live stream on Facebook and some of the other platforms, but I have no idea if I build a Roku app how I can live stream on that app. And that's a really good question, and we're going to go over that today in this presentation. So, we're going to teach you today what are the steps that you would need to take in order to do live streaming on your Roku app. So it also applies, as I said, to Fire TV and other apps. But we're going to primarily be talking about the Roku app today and how to live stream on a Roku app. So you know that Roku is a very popular streaming platform and people love to be on it. But they say, well, how on earth am I going to live stream? So let's dive deeper into the steps that are involved with live streaming. So the first thing you're going to want to do, step one, is you're going to want to plan your live stream. And this is going to say if you want to do a live stream, you need to know who's your target audience. You need to know about the branding. That's really important. You're going to create your brand identity, channel logo, things like that. You need to have a content strategy. What kind of topics are you going to cover if you want to live stream? So you need to know that. You need to have your broadcast schedule, your equipment and your resources. You have to have your camera, your computer, your audio equipment, etc. And then you have to have your engagement strategies. Have to know how you're going to interact with people. And finally, you need to look at legal considerations. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of the presentation and let's talk about what you need to do to live stream. So, the first thing you need to do is prepare your equipment. So, this is going to a lot be like live streaming on any platform. You need to make sure that you have the equipment you need to live stream. So, we're going to be needing a camera, and that's fairly basic. We're going to be needing a microphone, a good microphone with good audio quality. One of the problems I often see with live streamers is they're not using good microphones with good audio quality. They're trying to use the small mic on their camera, or they're trying to use a small mic on their phone. You need to get yourself a good audio setup. It's going to make all the difference in the world for your live streams. You're going to need your computer. You're going to need a very powerful computer. You wouldn't want to try to live stream with a Google Chromebook. As wonderful as Chromebooks are and how cheap they are, they're not really great live streaming tools. You're going to need your lighting. You're going to need at least one or two lights, depending on how your setup is. You could also do a standard 3-point lighting if you're wanting to create kind of a studio environment. You're going to need to have a green screen. That's optional, but green screens come in very handy in a lot of cases. You want your tripods and your mounts. There's a great live streaming setup. I bought one the other day just off of Amazon. It's very nice. It holds all my live streaming equipment, and it's a really great thing to do. Then you're going to need headphones and an audio interface. So those are pretty standard things that everybody who live streams needs. And now we're going to get into a few more specifics about live streaming. So now that we got all of our base equipment in place and we know what our live stream is going to be about, and we're going to go on for the next step now is we're going to choose some live stream software. And I usually like to start people off very, very simple. I love starting off simple. So the simplest thing to do is to download a program called OBS Studio. Now, OBS Studio is a very powerful and free encoder. Now, don't let the word encoder get you nervous, because you don't need to be. An encoder is just a piece of software that encodes your video. That's all it is. So what you want to do is you're going to want to have ease of use. OBS Studio is very, very easy to use. It's basically going to be on all the common platforms. It's going to be on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Because you're want to be live streaming on a computer, so this pretty much covers the gamut of what you would need. It has a lot of customization options. It has a lot of encoding options, and you can integrate it with all of the places you love to live stream. You can like Twitch and YouTube and Facebook Live and all that. You can integrate OBS Studio. So we're going to be going up to the next very important point, and this is often where it gets a bit confusing. So people go, "Oh, I use OBS Studio and I live stream to YouTube routinely, and I'm really good with that. But so why can't I just have YouTube and somehow get the live stream URL from there and then go ahead and send it over to Roku?" Well, YouTube doesn't like that. And neither do any of the other platforms, because you're chewing up bandwidth at that point to go off platform. They don't mind you live streaming to YouTube, but they don't really want you live streaming to your own app on your own device, like a Roku or an iOS iPhone. So what they're going to really do is they're going to say, you know what, we're not going to make that really easy for people to do. So what you need to do is you need to get a stable URL. Now, a lot of people will say to me, great, I want to live stream, and I want to live stream on some place like Vimeo. And yes, Vimeo does offer a live streaming service. The little thing they don't tell you is that mostly it only works with their own apps. And so you kind of have to buy into their big ecosystem. And the other thing they don't tell you is those live stream URLs are not stable. They change all the time. And that's going to be a big no-no for what you're going to want to do on an app. See, what you want to do on an app like a Roku channel is you want to have a very, very stable live stream. That live stream, basically you want to put it in your system, and then every time you live stream, you want someone to be able to hit that and go to the same URL and then get your live stream when it's live. That's the kind of system you have. You don't want kind of like I like Vimeo for various things, but live streaming, yeah, they give you a new URL every time you live stream, and that just doesn't work. That just doesn't work. It would cause you to have to, every time just imagine, every time you have to live stream, and you're wanting to use Vimeo as your live streaming platform, you would have to go in and you'd have to change that URL in the back end of your software or in your app, and that's just not practical in any way. So we usually recommend several companies. We like a little company called Dacast, and that you can find them at Dacast, just spelled like this, DACAST.com. And what they do is they take the stream that OBS Studio produces, and they take that stream and they amplify it. Just think of Dacast like a big amplifier. They're going to take your little tiny live stream from your own desktop computer, and they're going to amplify it, and then they're going to format it in a way that Roku understands, or Apple TV, or Fire TV, or whoever you're streaming to understands. And pretty much all the app devices, all the major app devices understand one format that Dacast produced, and we'll get into that format in a second. So that one format's going to be your secret. So Dacast is going to produce a stable live stream URL that doesn't change, and that is extremely important. Vimeo's little, live stream URL that's always changing all the time, and would have you running in circles every time you're doing a live stream, getting a different URL. That's not how Dacast does it. Dacast allows you to set up a stable URL and then broadcast to that stable URL. So very, very good. They're very high quality streaming. They do support multi-platforms, and especially through this little format we're going to talk about in a minute. And so that can go to almost all device platforms, that format. And then the app stream format, and here we go. The app stream format that you're looking for is M3U8. That's right, M3U8. So M3U8 is a type of format that you're going to use, and that format is going to be the format that all your other devices you want to stream to understand. So just drop back here for a minute. When you're going out to YouTube and when you're going out to Facebook, you're really just in a closed ecosystem. People go to that web page like on YouTube, or they go to that web page on Facebook and they watch your stream. No problems. You're not really having to produce any sort of specific stream. you're just kind of streaming to a little picture window over on Facebook, and the same thing on YouTube. It's really kind of handled all in the back for you. And why YouTube and why Facebook do that is they want people to come to their websites, or they want people to watch their streaming channels online on the different devices. So they're going to allow you to live stream as long as you're drawing people to their pages. So it's kind of a marketing gimmick for them, and it's a good marketing gimmick that works out very, very well for those companies. However, that's not what we need. We actually need what's called a live stream URL, and that URL needs to be in one format, and that format's name is M3U8. So that's right, that format is M3U8. That is the magic format that we need to go to your iPhone, to go to your Roku device, to go to your Fire TV, to go to your Apple TV. We need that format. So let's just review a little bit. You have your little computer over here. You're live streaming on OBS Studio. You are connected to Dacast. Dacast is creating a big amplified signal for you that will hold up for as many people as want to watch your stream. That stream format is in this file format called M3U8. And now you have all the magic you need to live stream. So you're going to want to test that live stream. You can test it by one way is copying and pasting the URL in the browser. And so that's an easy way to do it. If your browser doesn't support M3U8 live streaming natively, then you're going to want to go ahead and there's some browser plugins that do that. So what you'd want to do is you want to hook up OBS Studio, and you'll have your connection to the cast, and then you want to broadcast. And you want to take the URL that the cast gives you, want to paste it in your browser. As long as you have the right plugins, you'll then be able to see yourself talking in real time on the browser. So that will prove to you that the URL is working and that it is live streaming. The next part is you need to build your channel. So this is the part where our company comes in. We can help build you a channel. For instance, let's say you want a Roku channel. Since this presentation is about Roku channels, we'll be happy to do that. And our backend systems and our online software, login environment and portal, that all handles these live stream URLs. And so what will happen is that you will then, once we build your channel, or you can build your own channel and you can put your URL, your live stream URL in there, but it's kind of complicated. So we suggest that we might be able to help a little bit with the building of the channel part and the hosting of that channel monthly. What happens at that point is then you've got to incorporate that M3U8 live stream in your channel. Usually you just take that URL and you copy it. That's about as complicated as it gets, and you paste it in what says live stream URL in our software, and then you're up and you're live streaming. So that's a really good way, and that live stream URL will be compatible. That will be compatible with all of the places you want to live stream to. Now, it's very, very rewarding once you get this working and you've gone ahead and done that. We have a live stream setup that we offer, and we'll get all these bells and whistles working for you. And I do want to go over one thing. You say, well, I talked to some other companies and they all do it in one. You know what? We've rescued lots and lots of customers from the situation where they're paying hundreds or thousands a month just to live stream. What we're trying to do is we're trying to bring live streaming down to an affordable rate that you can afford. So with Dacast, you're talking about just a little bit over $50 a month, probably about $60, $65 a month. You're talking about with our channel, you're not talking about very much money. Again, our channel started at $24.95 a month with a $3.99 setup fee. That's $399. So you could be live streaming for those numbers on Roku. And that means that your monthly spend is well under $100 for your monthly spend. Our other competitors, other people that produce channel apps and offer all kinds of internal live streaming, yeah, they'll charge you for every ounce of bandwidth you use on that live stream, and your bill can be hundreds or thousands per month. So the reason we do what we call integration, and we're an integrator. We love finding the best people that are performing services and then integrating those things into our package. Whether that's the fact that we partner with Vimeo for hosting your videos and streaming your videos, or better yet, Bunny CDN, which is our most cost-effective provider. We get thank yous all the time from our customers saying, thank you, you're saving us so much money a month compared to either what we were spending or what we were quoted, because we're using the best providers. We're integrating that provider into our software using kind of an API system that draws their services into our service, and then we're passing on those tremendous and very valuable savings to you. So that's really why you're noticing, yeah, we are using different providers here. We are giving you a different way to do it. We're not just saying, hey, push a button with us. But in the end, when we've set you up and you're live streaming, and we do provide complete setup for this, then you are saving money and you've got a monthly bill that you can afford, and you can get on live streaming. So go ahead and do give us a call if you need to. If you want to do live streaming, we're very, very happy to help you. And what we'd like to do is I'd like to thank you today for joining us. And we're just going to go over a brief overview again. So the first thing you need to do is prepare for your live stream. Second thing, get your equipment. Third thing, download a piece of live streaming software like OBS Studio. Fourth thing is that we're going to set you up, and this is where you contact us to do this. We'll set you up with a stream rebroadcaster like to cast that's going to take your little OBS Studio stream and amplify it and make it huge so that it can reach everyone that wants to watch your stream. And then we're going to integrate it into your channel, and you will be live streaming. People will be able to come onto your Roku channel, your iOS channel, your Fire TV channel, your Apple TV channel. And anytime you're broadcasting on a live stream, they'll be able to click your live stream and they'll be able to see it within that channel. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want to make that happen, then go ahead and contact us, and we'll help you, and we'll set it up, and we'll get everything operational. So I want to thank each one of you for being with us today and listening to our presentation on live streaming. And if you want to live stream, remember, you can do it. It's all possible. You can live stream on your Roku or other devices. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.